The Times today does a piece about Nadine Dorris based on Where's Wally, together with a very nice picture of Nadine Dorris in a Where's Wally outfit. They interview a number of people in her constituency, including Pat Hicks, who works for the NHS, and her husband, Gary. Gary says, well, she's a career politician. She doesn't even live here. Now she lives in the Cotswolds, so that's not very local, is it? And Pat says, she's nice enough, ex-nurse and all that, but I don't know if her heart is really in the local area. And also, she's very pro-Boris. If you want to become a TV personality, says Pat, then potentially you're not putting your all into what you should be doing. Well, she's not putting her all into anything. She's putting her all into quite a lot, but not her all. And what she wants is an opinion on the television, on talk TV, and that's about it. She also wants a peerage. She wants to swan around on the red benches, and she's very upset in a fit of pique. And Chris Bryant, the chair of the Commons Standards Committee, has said that when the House of Commons returns from its holiday in September, they should hold a vote and force her, under the 1801 parliamentary rule, that she should appear in the Commons, and if she doesn't, then she must be given a 10-day suspension, which would trigger a by-election, which would trigger the opportunity for her constituents to deselect her and force a by-election. At the moment, she hasn't done anything which forces her into a by-election. It's her decision. And in mid-Bedfordshire, she can hang on for as long as she wants. There's no obligation on a Member of Parliament to actually do any work, it seems. Only she can trigger a by-election. At the last count, she polled 24,664 votes. So it's a solid Tory majority, and it doesn't matter whether Flitwick town councillors demand that she immediately vacates her seat. It's her decision. It's been apparently 395 days since Nadine Dorris spoke in the Commons. It's 102 days since she voted, and 3 years and 5 months since she held a surgery. That's extraordinary. I have been saying for a very long time that she's contemptuous of letter writing, that she doesn't bother responding, and suggesting that, frankly, she's a bit lazy. But I must say those facts printed today in the Sunday Times make it fairly clear. She's extraordinarily dilatory and contemptuous of her constituency, of the electorate. People deserve to have a better MP to represent them, said Rishi Sunak. I can only agree with him. And I'm pleased to be able to agree with Rishi Sunak. I quite like Rishi, but I think he's being a fool at the moment. And, the people that say you've got the Sunday Times, which ought to be at least edging over the fence towards Nadine Dorris. It is so firmly against her. The only people it managed to speak to were opposed to her, or were so lukewarm in their affection that they didn't really want to say anything too scathing. Unlike Ian Cook, who was, he's a disability campaigner. He booked a surgery slot with Dorris, but the room she had in was 3 steps up and no handrail to get in, and he had to cancel the appointment. So I presume that was over 3 years ago. And residents are apparently indignant that their absentee MP has still managed time to find the opportunity to present a talk TV show, to write a weekly newspaper column, several romantic novels, as well as her forthcoming book, The Plot, about the political assassination of Boris Johnson. She receives an MP's salary of £86,500. She employs her daughter Jennifer as a senior parliamentary assistant, for which the average wage is £42,000. So no doubt one of the reasons that she's clinging on to office is to is because she's concerned about the fact that her daughter will lose her job when she goes. Well, there we are. Her constituency office is now a dance studio. So I don't. Does that mean that her daughter is now offering dance lessons? That would be useful. I might ring her up and see if I can go and grab some tap lessons. I could do with a refresher on tap. Put on the what are they called? Sally Janes or something, Mary Janes, and dance my heart away. There we are. The Sunday Times suggests that the slide from decent service to uselessness began in 2012 when she appeared on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Her. So there's another. Eating an ostrich anus seemed to go to her head. She focused on her own career, whether that's in government or in media, said Gareth Mackey, chairman of Central Bedfordshire Council and a political independent. I think mid-beds came very low on her list of priorities and has done for some time. I think he's actually standing against her, so I doubt he's being that independent when he castigates her for that. But yes, so her flirtation with reality TV, that bias towards reality TV, which I would note, she won't admit any criticism of reality TV, and she was in 2 reality TV programs at least. I'm a Celebrity and the Tower Block of London, the Tower Block of Commons, and so my concerns about the problems with reality TV and the problems with all that sort of rather casual sofa television and the control by production, she wasn't interested in what I had to say. Why should she be? But it's been 5 years, nearly 6 years actually, and it's just been going on and on and on, and I've been in a sort of circular correspondence. The DCMS telling me to go and talk to Ofcom, Ofcom telling me to go and talk to the DCMS. And finally, I think Dominic Raab has made it very clear that any further conversation must be with Ofcom. But that's a new development. And they've clearly now found a formula to make sure that the DCMS doesn't have to deal with this issue. But that is partly due to Nadine Dorris and Oliver Dowden and their uselessness in office. But it is interesting that it begins with I'm a Celebrity, and she is fingered here for her, the result of being on reality TV is she has no interest in anything else. There's another problem for reality TV.